G'day guys and welcome back to some more 21 Pilots. This time it's Message Man. Now there's nothing too tricky in this song. For half of it, it's kind of reggae, and the other half, it's just got this big tom groove that's not too fast and not too tricky. So I reckon we'll have this down in no time. Let's jump on the kit and find out. When the drums first come in, we've got this fill on the snare drum. A 1, 2... And then we start getting our groove set up. We don't have any hi-hats yet, just kick drum and snare drum, and it goes like this. And then we're into our main offbeat hi-hat kind of pattern. Now there's nothing too tricky about it. It's the same sort of stuff that we've done before in 21 Pilot songs. There's a couple of extra hi-hats and a couple of extra snare drums, but nothing too tricky. I'll just go slow, you'll work it out, no worries. I would definitely recommend playing those quick little snare drums, right, left, right, left, right, just so you don't get muddled up and end up changing hands on your snare drum. It's going to make it a lot easier. At the end of that section, we have this little kind of drop-off fill that just goes like this into the slower reggae section. Alright, our verse groove for this particular song is essentially a drop one groove, which is a pretty famous reggae pattern. So if you get this down, then you'll be able to use it in other reggae songs as well. What it basically means is that we're not playing the kick drum on beat 1 like we usually would. And in this particular instance, we're playing like a half-time groove, so we're just playing rim click and bass drum on beat 3 of each bar. Occasionally we get a sizzled hi-hat at the end of the bar. But on the whole, that section is really quite straightforward. Moving along, we've got this big kind of tom section, so just hit as much stuff as you can basically. Top tom and floor tom with the kick drum together, and we'll get the snare drums in there on beat 3. That's going to go like this. Grab onto that rhythm because we're going to use it again and again, especially in the second half of the song. After that, we go back through and just cycle through the same kind of rhythms that we've already done for like our offbeat hi-hats and also for our drop one pattern. Then we go back in to our big tom section, and there starts to be like a couple of extra electronic sounds, a few glitches and stuff. If you want to try and catch some of the fills, they're mostly in triplets. So for example, you could catch this one at the end of the tom section. The only problem I find with catching that particular fill is that you lose the toms and you kind of only have that hi-hat, so it sounds a bit thin. Anyway, moving on. Next, we're just playing kick drum and snare drum on beat 3. 1, 2. And then in the next bit, we've just got that huge sounding bass drum playing exactly the same pattern as we were doing on the toms. So, you know, on acoustic kit, we'll do our best and just kind of make sure you leave the beater off your bass drum so that it's as big a sound as you possibly can get. But other than that, you know, we're just going to try and emulate that sound as closely as possible on an acoustic kit, and it will go something like this. Pretty soon the hi-hats come in and they're just playing quarter notes over the top. Once again, pretty soon the electronic drums become quite prominent, and the one that sticks out the most for me is the little glitch on my hi-hats, which we can kind of copy by playing a buzz, okay? So that goes with every kick drum in a couple of sections of the song. So it would sound like this. You can muck around with playing your hi-hats in different parts just to try and get some different sounds and see if you can really emulate that electronic glitchy sound that's in the recording. Going on from that, we just go back into our tom groove, which has exactly the same pattern that we've already played, but now there are a couple of fills. Once again, they're just triplets, so something that you could play might go a little bit like this. And that tom groove just finishes out the entire song. So there you go, that's how you play Message Man by 21 Pilots. It's going to help you with your reggae feel, whether you like it or not, so that's a bit of a bonus. And then also the rest of it is not too tricky, so I think you'll get this one up and running in no time. Anyway, happy practicing guys, and I'll see you at the next lesson.